Dee, what's Dee? Oh my gosh. InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. On the cosmic menu for today, our feelings are our prime directive. Just sitting with how we feel, giving sacred space to our feelings. And with the moon in Virgo, our feelings are going to be hyper aware as to what does or does not belong in our own personal sacred chalice. So feelings have a voice too. So as we feel into each emotion, really allow them to speak and validate them, give them time and space to be authenticated. Feeling sad, give some sadness some time and some space. My son actually had to put his dog down over the weekend and he said he was depressed, and I was like, actually, you're grieving, and it's okay to grieve, it's okay to feel loss, it's okay to feel sadness. So we often don't feel our emotions and then they harvest in our bodies. So feel them in your body too, because they may have a memo in that different locations as well. So just hone in on them, zero in on the one of your heartfelt desires even. So when we frequent the feelings of what our heart wishes, the wish is easier to manifest, to grow, to break ground, bursting through, establishing a foundation. So this would be something natural, organic in our sensations, and really just add more love to those feelings that are less than. So it's like the God channel, the love stream, and knowing that we are connected. But with that, holla, and welcome back to today's daily snippet. I am your host. I'm an indigenous practicing holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and subtle energetic surgeon. But I go by the term holistic medium, which is holism, shamanism, and mediumship all combined, the imaginal realm. But my intention is to use the power of the indigenous technologies, the ways of these indigenous cultures, our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through the realm of the elementals, the elemental highway, into the imaginal realms, the shaman's portal, the cosmos, with the subtle energies and the elements and the elemental beings, with offerings, rituals, and prescriptions to really add and sync to your own personal juice in your container. But my goal is to truly merge the wisdom actually of these indigenous ways, these technologies with the subtle realms into the etheric highway to assist you into navigating your prime directive, your inner genius, the star that you are. Really just reintroducing you to the magical being that I believe resides within each and every one of us. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. So we have a time to dive into the spiritual realm. I'm super excited about this one. It's like the spiritual dimensional stellium is really on the rise, less than a week away. So you too may be feeling those threads of what I coined as a spiritual trifecta happening in the threads of this upcoming lunar full moon. So we have spirit online. So it's as if God universe is divinely ordaining our rising of the origin, literally. So be sure to check that out in the corridor or in my show notes as well. So it may feel more supraluminal or the luminal field. It may feel mystical, magical. So this full moon has the juice of the shaman's portal, the imaginal realm, along with the earth star. So be the star that you are, innovated by the other world, this super saucy kind of mixture. And also, if you have yet to subscribe or join me for what I've called the rising of the origin, whoopsie, hang on, getting too many things going on here. Dun, 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 dun. Save your spot for the rising of the origin. This is a free virtual immersion. So each day we're really going to build the foundation into the realms that I play in. So if you feel called and it resonates with you, like you're picking up what I'm throwing down, be sure to sign up for that as well. It begins June 9th at 4 p.m. Mountain Time with a Q&A at 10 a.m. the following day to muse about little questions and kind of play in the other world, really, all things otherworldly. So if you need guidance on what your sauce even is, you can actually check that out at club.tanyad.tv/rise. The links are actually in the show notes. My little boyfriend wants to join us. Come here. say hi, Diddy. Say hello. I'm here. But with the season, with Mercury being retrograde in the season of Gemini, it's as if we have two forks in the road or two streams in the field. So our thoughts about where our heart belongs and our longing for what we wish to be authenticated. So we really have this ability to really recalibrate all of our thoughts, all of our dreams, our wishes, where we play in society. Do we play well or do we not play so well? So the doorbell rings and you see what your calling is, kind of maybe having a higher memoir that you might have not realized as of yet. So this is the stretching of the streams, realigning us to discover this path that we may have never known, at least outside of ourselves, but our sensors know on the inside. This is our big juice, our bounty. I almost said bounty hunter, Jupiter, just moving into the season of Aries. So really be in the observation station, take notes, listen. Aries is action, right? It's our behaviors, it's the hero. So there's no need to really jump the gate, hurting ourselves, diving in, just really taking notice to our feelings, validating them. Feel vulnerable as well if you need to. So Aries is Mars, so this is where we do take our action. It's our behavior, it's our character, depending where it's transiting as well. So really take the time and the space, the sphere, to let that juice simmer. So it's like literally making spaghetti sauce. The longer it simmers, the better it is. So simmer, just simmer on it, simmer on all the things and observe, be an observer. And if you haven't already, please be kind and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tanya D. I go daily live usually, but hit the bell button so you too are notified. And also, if you don't mind liking the videos, sharing, or commenting, so that algorithm on YouTube will echo me out to other like-minded musers in the universe who enjoy the realm, along with other social channels like Instagram, TikTok, and my Musing with Tanya D podcast, if you've yet to check that out. But if you too wish to dive in deeper, head on over to my Musing corridor, where I have offerings to assist you or guide you. I am your Shaw Medium assistant. You really are your own healer. So with our feelings online and hyper today, like really hyper aware, we are in the season of Taurus. So our feelings are going to create a trine, produce something with the sun and also with Pluto and the moon, all on the earth plane. So be in the zone of neutrality with these three, creating sacred space, our responsibilities, and asking our heart if it's in alignment with what really our heart values and how we feel about those values. So anything less than, I'm thinking of high school, the less than sign, allow those conscious river streams to really recalibrate until those three are aligned. It's not allowing others to gaslight you and what you feel in your own container, your body embodied. So if you are feeling less than valued with people, situations, events, or things, it really is time to raise that bar. You're absolutely going to feel better, create those boundaries, and it's okay to say no. Your environment will also feel better, less toxic, right? So choose you first and go with those feelings, those intentions. Our feelings never lie, right? So if you have somebody pissing on your treasure, your innate treasure, which is you, by the way, you totally deserve more. So we learned from it, these patterns. Just moving forward with the sauce. So with the energy of the day, I kind of felt it was necessary to bring in the muse, if you would. And we all need a muse now and then. I believe so. But our first message comes from, let me go over here. The Knight of Voices, if you can see that. So there's a Pegasus flying through the clouds, otherworldly, a wing of truth. Quick, intelligent, heroic energy. This is mineral, metal, swords, if you will, speaking our truth boldly. It's a swift energy. It's being purposeful or having purpose. It's fast. It's logical thinking. It's a drive to succeed, just taking the action, a need to focus, honing in, and also taking care to not be overbearing. So the wings of the Pegasus, breaking the wind, crashing into the air to lift this majestic essence of this being. But the Knight of Voices makes the impossible look easy, the quick to rise, to bring massive speed and momentum to the world. using wind, speed, coordinates, otherworldly space coordinates, logic, gravity, even bringing it to the earth plane, just hoisting herself into the air easily, as she is, light as a feather, possibly, or at the very least, she makes it look very easy, right? A Pegasus. But she is this majestic, otherworldly being. She's skillful in the world and is one of both grace and swiftness. Hi, Baba. Swooping into play. The hero, once again, it reminds me of Aries and Jupiter, actually. But she's wishing us to fly ahead. My fairy dog's a little concerned. Want to go back down? Okay. Fur babies, right? But our Pegasus is calling us to fly ahead. She wishes us to fly with determination, without be domineering, though. So there's no need to flaunt our talents, our gifts, or our intelligence. So when we can, simply just be in the world and cutting through any nebulous clouds with logic and reason and communicating our plans with clarity and clearness as we fly forwards towards our journey, our success. So an otherworldly being is tuning in today. The Pegasus, voices, the air, Mercury, doing this dance, streaming through. But following the night of voices, we have, dun, 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 the Ace of Miracles, or materials, but I like miracles. So this feels earthly again, right? So we're in the season of Earth with an Earth trine on the horizon. But the Ace of Materials, so this is exciting. It's new beginnings. It's fresh roots, future comforts. It's manifesting abundance. It's the potential for the massive prosperity, security, wealth, just prompting the cusp of an evolution, just stretching, hoping it's spring, and who doesn't love the stretching inside of like the realm of the fae, the moss, the ferns. So anybody creating fairy houses in their village? So this is the first seeds from the spring that's beginning to stir under the earth. And it's time for those preparations, the earth, for months to come, loving how these possibilities are like the drippings of dew from the ceiling, from the sky, or these new beginnings, these new potentials. They're really everywhere and they're unlimited. So there's so much magic on the horizon. So it's like, are you being called to prepare before the harvest can arrive, right? 6 months into the future to fruit it, the blossom, the bloom, the fruit, right? Just looking around for the ingredients, maybe salt or maybe some clay to make the earth spirits happy, jasper, quartz to kind of animate them, oats, rice, tobacco to honor our ancestors, or ivy and oak, the oak men from yesterday, to bring in the growing wisdom to the new plants that will be on the horizon. So she is nodding at us now, just hoping too that we're going to notice the fresh new roots, the future bounty that's coming. So our situations are bursting with new opportunity. So she wants us to expand as we each grow our seeds, grow them into fruition, surrendering to what would become. So maybe we're falling asleep and the sun is peeking through our silence majestically in the morning, just illuminating a field of petals that may have grown just beyond our reach in the imaginal realm, just beyond our faith. They're beyond bloom, but they're endlessly, their joy, right? They're calling us to tap into our own creation of light. So it really is baby steps, the night of voices, bringing us otherworldly messages to spring forth, plant the seeds of our bounty for the harvest. But following the Ace of Materials, we have the Six of Voices, which is interesting. So it's like we aren't listening. We're not getting the memo with these voices, or someone's not listening to us. But this is also transition. It's help coming from unexpected places or ways. It's quiet movement. It's successful. It's expansion, especially after a period of possible challenges or difficulty or forces of adversity, just crossing into the thresholds with changes and becoming realigned. It's the realignment. So the distance covered in the hands of the Muse. So can you see her kind of standing on the edge of the hand even though she's otherworldly. She's on the edge of her sanity, not knowing how to go any further, but also knowing that she needs to cross onto the other side, break on through. Looking up to the heavens, she's got a silent invocation of prayer that she's sending out like that beacon for help. So the lightness streams in as her prayer is actually answered. So there's a sensation that she hasn't felt for so very long. This is like authentic faith. And the muse of difficult transition is really lending a hand, a helping hand, to those who actually seek solace. This is like reflectorism again. Reflectors need solitude. They need to be alone. So there's just these passages to new sites of being and living and loving, being immersed in it. So sometimes the way across the river is very unclear. Often it's muddy or muddled, right? This is the mind, actually. But the muse is also asking us to open up, to receive help from those unexpected ways and places, and trusting the serendipity that it's going to find us. So look for those kind gestures of beauty. Keep seeking the bright waters, the illumination over the horizon onto Neverland, kind of. So these roots, as they're stirring inside of our soul, we're going to be moved into the direction of those small miracles. So it's like the other world is sending us all signs and sigils and signals, S to the 3, I guess. Like, are we listening and are we hearing, right? But the 6 is opening and receiving. So this is Venus energy as well, or being open to receive those memos in our manifestations. So it's a day to step into our faith, future faith, the inner faith of maybe our shadow life, even our subconscious, our psychic abilities, or maybe a spiritual acumen. So these doors are opening. So it's really kind of shifting or becoming in alignment with Creator, co-creating with our purpose, our light mission, or our soul mission even. So it's being mindful of our space and our time and taking that breath and that pause between ourselves and the realm of spirit in our everyday, feeling the connections, being connected, and also being safe at the same time, simultaneously. But on the elemental highway, look at that. Our day is actually a Yangwood rat of a day. It's a Jia Zi. So our day is solid. However, it is weak. It's born in the season of the snake. This is fire birthing. So the earth is dry, but it's also warm. However, we have a lot of water, which provides the moisture to the soil. And the earth is hidden, right, in the snake and the tiger. So the earth is down below. And it's warm earth. So we do need the moisture. And we do have the yang water. So we have the elements. However, our tree does need the metal to be pruned, or a lawnmower, or animals to graze, eating the grass, if you will. So we do have 2 big trees, a forest, and we've got the grass. We are kind of bare in the mountain areas as far as earthy. But our super god, we've got a super god on the month, the Yinwood snake, and it changes every day, but today is the networker. So this is the area it comes in from the month branch. This influences our careers, what we do. And fire's performance to a yang wood day. That's how they perform. They take the ideas of wood and put them into action, passion, charisma, fire kinds of things, the other world, even ancestors. So today it's in the neighboring or the local areas, like within our vicinities where we live. So this is social, it's chatty, it's fast talking, it's influential, gaining followers, influencers. So having those leadership kind of abilities, which comes from their ability to connect with people from all different kinds of social circles, if you will. It's higher circles, lower, it doesn't really matter. But on the downside, this also may be a person who is a spendthrift. They're unable to manage their money, and earth is money for these people. So they do have the ability to make it, produce, but possibly they have addictions. They use lies to deceive people. So our day is supported. It does have resources, which is water, on the year and also on the day stem. But we also have a global god, the poet, comes in the year stem. So this is from our ancestors, our family lineage. It's what our ancestors, our grandparents bring to the table for us in the cosmic tree of life. What our lineage brings into us. The reach for this is global, it's universal, it's international. So the reach is far and wide, but poets are attuned to their inner feelings. They're very sensitive in nature. Often they're able to express their emotions through songwriting or poetry. This isn't my thing, but I can visualize people that have this gift, this talent. They're keen. They really get involved with charities or humanitarian kind of causes. Kid Rock has this super god. Mick Jagger. Where the networker has Robert Downey Jr., Jason Momoa, which I love them both. Eminem, Eric Clapton, and Mel Gibson, to just give you some insight into those super gods. Interesting, right? But our day, earth and metal. So we had kind of a nice earth ritual there with the ace of materials, with planting the seeds and doing offerings for our ancestors to the earth, etc., creating shrines possibly. Just creating those habits that are elevating our own inner self-trust, having faith, creating boundaries, personal or otherwise, for ourselves or to others, crossing the line, a boundary, right? So in doing so, we really have the ability, like metal, to alchemize all of our situations, turning lead into gold, the other side of the coin. So you may be sensitive today when you start treading the streams of where you may need better boundaries, adding protection to your heart beacon, whether that's in your belief channel or your character, your home, whatever it is, in yourself or even your future self. So kind of memorize the feelings that feel juicy, feel joyful, love, peace, integrity. Bring those feelings into your heart's chalice and connect with them, stream them. It's like, how do you feel about your ability to manifest? What is your future potential? So be consistent with our feelings that really raise your frequency, your vibration. That there is the feeling, right? That our heart is going to initiate out into the future. That's the seed that comes in the harvest, the fall, for the abundance return, that residual flow. So just kind of add that sensation to memory. So with our Shamans portal online, the Earth Star and our Sacral, so you can utilize colors if you want. The Earth Star is those earthy, muted browns, if you will, earthen colors, deep tones of brown earth, or earth is colored as well, but they're generally more muted. Our sacral's online, so those are colors of oranges, yellow oranges, red oranges, any shade in between there, because they fluctuate, they carry frequencies and vibrations. And our shaman's portal has a variety of colors. I generally choose silver or Egyptian harmonic colors with that one. Silver, black, I guess, would be another favor I would use. Stream that in, or even violet, the harmonic of violet, different frequency though, it's an Egyptian tonality. So we have some options. I would go into the Imaginal, the realm of the other worlds, bring in the heart's wish, plant it, add feeling to your soil to nurture it, and Ashe, right? So Ashe with that, blessings. So yes, be in the flow of what you feel. What does your queen feel? And put energy or a large pour into the seeds that you wish to birth through, and stay in your own chalice. Have that attitude of gratitude, seeing really what you are truly grateful for, not outside yourself, but within yourself, holding space for only the positive in the outcome, having that attitude of positivity, a positive mindset, right? Positive mental attitude in our feelings as well, and our thoughts. We had 2 voices today in the messages, so I would affirm that I am zoning in on my ability, staying neutral, however, to manifest my heart's potential, raising our own self-worth vibration, our inner netted value, if you will, the cosmic highway, and bring that out to the world, our ability to produce and grow that spiritual garden. It kind of feels like staying in the frequency of what we feel, and having boundaries around our emotions, validating them absolutely 100%. So with that, there will be no show tomorrow. So this is the juice until Friday. And then, yeah, we've got a galactic, super juicy full moon, which I'm stoked about. But I'll see you on the other side. Ashe.